Hi, and welcome back to Click Brand Snap. I'm Joni Howe with Mint Hill Photography, and I am joined today by my co-hosts.
Amanda Rowe with Amanda Rowe Marketing.
We hope you listened to episode 17
Oh,
with Deanna Scaldaferri. Oh my goodness,
yes.
such a great episode. And we're going to talk
Yes.
about that episode today. So if you haven't listened, go back, listen to it super quick, and then come on back.
Yes.
And
Just a lot of great things we talked about. My favorite was self-care. I always knew it was important, and I always knew you should do things for yourself.
and in a world
And
where we pride ourselves on how busy can you be,
yeah, it's like
it sometimes,
you have to fill up a list, and you're like,
but
do
do
I
I?
really have to fill this list up? I've been more intentional lately about taking time for myself. Whether it's furthering my education, whether it's reading a book, whether it's working on a vision board or journaling or just being grateful
I will
for
be honest.
everything around me.
After I got done teaching, when I quit teaching, I was so burned out
Yeah.
that I had to really learn how to take care of myself again because I had given so much as a teacher
Yes.
that I had left nothing for me and was
Mhm.
completely burned out. I just was like,
You had an empty cup.
I had an empty cup. And that's
And
something we talked about with Deanna, was you've
yes.
got to fill your cup. And I was not filling my cup.
Yeah. You can't be there for someone else the way you want to be if you're not taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
And
So we
yeah,
implore you, take care of
yes.
yourself. And also, something we didn't talk about there that I want to bring up
Okay.
is that sometimes we have to let others take care of us too.
You have to
It
be,
does take a
yeah,
village, and
it does.
sometimes you have to ask for help.
Even if you're a grown adult, it still takes a village to raise you because I don't know about you, but I still haven't fully grown up yet.
It takes my wolf pack,
The,
my local
yeah,
flocks, my supportive
yeah,
family. I'm so grateful for all three.
it does.
I actually have a Marco Polo group that we call the Wolf Pack,
Oh, I love
based
that.
off of there's about 15 of us in there.
Okay.
We're all runners, we're all from a running group that none of us are members of anymore, but we found each other out of that.
Yeah.
And we get on Marco Polo and we connect almost every day. There are always polos from somebody. But yeah, and it's my wolf pack. And
You need that because it's that connection.
it is.
It's like connection to that other person. Whether your job is working from home or whether your job is
To work
sales
in
or
to work in a big office.
yeah, you need connection to somebody that's gonna cheer you on.
And
You
that
need,
connection can actually be as simple as as a checkout person in a grocery store.
yeah,
Like just basic niceties,
yes, kindness.
kindness, niceties that can actually be
Yeah,
the connection you need sometimes.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be deep in
Mm-mm.
depth, soulmate connection, because not everybody has that.
No, and it can be as simple nurturing relationships. Hey, how are you doing today? Hey,
Yeah.
how was your holidays? Checking in with somebody.
Actually, I
And
read about that in the book Burnout. Have you read that book?
I have not.
It's a great book. But yeah, one of the things they talk about is written by two sisters, the Nagoski sisters, Amelia and Emily, I believe. That's right. But yeah, they've written a book called Burnout. It came out in 2020. I think
Okay.
it came out in 2020. I read it in 2020. It
I
may have
got
come
you.
out sooner, but it is a fabulous
Okay.
um about burnout and
Yeah.
how we can get over it. And one of the things they recommend is that connection. And that's
Yeah.
where I learned about about that. It can be as simple as, a barista at taking your order
Oh,
at
yeah.
your coffee shop.
Yeah.
But that's
One of the books I'm reading from my book club, the three women live in different areas. They get together and for a week they go to a hotel to discuss the book they've read.
I
But
love
it's
that.
not just the book club. They get away from their life. They recharge, they chill, they hang out, they over a glass of wine, they talk about their book, but it's more than they've connected. They've gone to a
It's that
location and
connection.
they've connected, and it doesn't matter how busy their lives are. The one is a mom with two teenage twins getting ready to graduate high school. It's Christmas time. She leaves her family and she goes to the hotel. And it's just amazing that when you take the time to do something for yourself, the recharge you get and you find your passion.
And I don't want to, like, I love that, but I also don't want to like completely ignore the fact that not everybody can do that.
Yeah, I know.
That is a privilege. That
It is
a
because I
privilege
was
to be able.
when I read that, I was like, I can't just do that. I can't just.
And you know, when you're talking about a single parent with 3 kids
Yes, you
working
can't.
2 to 3 jobs, they don't have that luxury. And
No.
I don't want to, and that's
So standing in the hot shower at the end of the day, letting the world wash off,
that can be
solving
self-care.
world's problems in the shower has been one of my best self-care things I've ever done. And it's my favorite kind of
You know,
shower.
and we talked
Okay.
about in the last podcast, brushing your teeth. That's
Yes.
self-care. Honestly,
Yes.
that is taking care of your person,
Yes.
take care of your body, and that's self-care.
Yes.
And
Basic self-care of keeping yourself alive. Celebrate that win.
celebrate it.
Because you kept yourself alive and hydrated that day. If you did nothing else but you hit your feet on the ground, you fed yourself, brushed your hair, brushed your teeth,
And some days
and-
that's too much. But you know what?
celebrate it.
Celebrate any and every win.
Yeah.
All the wins.
Don't-
Celebrate. I like to quote Cool in the Gang right now.
Okay.
Celebrate good times.
So, as I have this song going off in my head right now. Awesome. Yes. Celebrate. Yeah. Thanks, Joni.
Anytime.
We're keeping
Water.
you hydrated in 2025. You've got to, if you're not celebrating the little wins, what are you doing in business, in your personal life? Are you waiting for that big win? Are you waiting for that next big client? Are you waiting? Celebrate in between.
I think what happens or what used to happen for me, I would only celebrate the big wins. And even then I wouldn't stop and celebrate. Okay, well, I've done that. Well, now what am I going to do next?
Yeah.
What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? And I never even stopped to celebrate the big wins, let alone the little ones.
Celebrating reminds you of you did it. And you're moving, you've got it, you've celebrated it, you're moving on to the next one, but it's giving you that energy that when you move on to the next one, you're carrying that celebratory energy with you. And you're not doing project B because you have to. You remembered what it felt like to accomplish, to complete, to whatever it was, you're carrying that with you. You're carrying it forward so that from January to December, that energy has gotten you through that finish line.
Mhm.
And in the last episode, we talked about if your big goal is a marathon, set the marathon at the end of the year. And along the way,
build up to it.
You've built up to it. You may not get to that marathon.
Nobody runs a marathon without any training. Well, I mean, they could, but you're not gonna enjoy it.
No.
It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be painful anyway.
Yeah.
But
even if you don't get to that marathon at the end of the year, look at how much you've accomplished so that next year I feel confident I can do that marathon because I've gotten so much further.
Or you are even in a place where you're like, I don't have to run the marathon.
I don't, because I know I can do this. It's do something.
Yeah.
The connecting
And also,
the outside or whatever.
Sometimes I think we have to remember, you just reminded me of something. So you have to remember that we're not human doings.
No.
We're human beings. And sometimes it's okay to just be.
Yeah. And in a busy world of I gotta go, social media
is everywhere. And it makes us feel like you have to be on all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to just
be.
Stop.
Be.
Breathe.
When I was
Stop, breathe, be. That's what it is. Stop, breathe, be. I heard that on the Mel Robbins podcast yesterday. I was listening to it.
I like that. I was getting ready to, I've talked about lately, I've been doing a goal journal and I'm going to do a self-care 30-day challenge. And it's not because I'm going to give it up at the end of 30 days. I'm going to see how much of that 30-day challenge I can actually do.
I love that. And I love that it gives you a 30-day challenge with self-care, gives you a sampling of different self-care things.
Exactly. And one of the ones is disconnect socially, disconnect from social media. Just because Joni and I are on social media for our jobs doesn't mean we have to be on social media all the time.
Exactly.
you know, and
exactly.
it could be disconnecting. We want to be on social media, but I can look
And
at it
social media
personally.
can be a great way to connect.
Yeah, it can.
But it can also hijack
It can.
your
It can
systems
be,
and make you
yeah.
all yee.
You can choose, I'm not going to check my email today. I'm not going to check, I'm not going to,
You mean you can let the little red dots show up on your phone and not make them go away at the hint of
Yeah.
they're here?
yeah. I've gotten to where
Well, that's an interesting concept. I may have to look into that. I don't know that I can do that.
I've gotten to where I can just disconnect. I didn't say like all that, but like 5 hours, 6.
Actually,
to
I have
start
gotten better
small.
at putting my phone on sleep mode.
Oh, I love that. Especially if you're trying to get things accomplished. It's, yeah, I can't take the incessant buzzing. So I like, yeah, I do the same thing. Put it on focus. That was the
I have-
best thing
Yeah.
ever invented for cell phones, was the focus and the do not disturb. I love that.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining
Yes.
us for another episode of Click Brand Snap. Do
Yes.
all the podcasty things that we
Yes.
always ask at the end of every episode. Give us a 5-star review.
Absolutely.
Like us, follow us, add us to your stream of
Yes.
continuous podcasts. And,
Absolutely. We're
share
on,
with a friend.
yeah, we're on YouTube, Amazon, Apple, Spotify. So listen, share. It doesn't have to be, we come out every Sunday. Listen to when you're getting ready in the morning or on your way to work.
Yeah. But anyway, have a great
Yeah.
day. And thank you so much for
We look
joining us.
forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.